And the big story that we are tracking here this afternoon is the big question as to why Gurmeet Rahim continues to be on parole. Now, do remember that he is a convicted rapist and he has been handed out a 20-year jail term by the court. The rape convict Gurmeet Rahim, convicted for rape and murder, is out on parole and has featured in a music video that is racking up the numbers on YouTube. He was, of course, convicted in 2017. The Dera Sacha Saudar chief got a 20-year jail term at the time. He was granted 40 days of parole last week following an application that was filed by his family. Now, his flashy new Punjabi music video was released on the day of Diwali. And the big question that everybody is asking is, from satsangs to political visits, did Rahim get parole for this? Do remember that there was an event that was held earlier where we saw Gurmeet Rahim actually there at the mayor's function as well.
Diwali hai sade sang saadi nit di Diwali hai loki jagaunde dive aaundi jad Diwali hai sade sang saadi nit di Diwali hai ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚਮਕਾਈ ਰੱਖੇ ਐਸਾ ਸਾਈਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਯਾਰ ਬਤੰਦਰ ਦੀਵੇ ਜੈਸੀ ਲੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਸਾਈਂ ਦਾ ਹੱਥ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ
All right, so his flashy new Punjabi music video, of course, is racking up the numbers. We are told that in the last 22 hours, it has had more than 43 lakh views. I'm going to go across to our correspondents on the ground, Anuj as well as Amandeep. Amandeep, to you first. Now, Amandeep, this is not the first time that he's been granted parole. He's been given parole before, and, you know, it does seem quite coincidental that the paroles are granted when there are civic body elections or other sort of elections, you know, right on the doorstep.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. And in fact, if we just track the record of parole and furlough to Gurmeet Rahim by Haryana government, initially he was out on the furlough when the Punjab elections were near. And now when the Haryana Panchayat and Jila Parishad elections are heading, the Gurmeet Rahim again on the parole. And in fact, it was a clear-cut indication the way BJP netas are bowing down and taking the blessing of Gurmeet Rahim. So basically, they are trying to target the vote bank of the Dera Sirsa through Gurmeet Rahim. Several leaders has participated on the online satsang of Gurmeet Rahim when he started addressing that satsang from Bagpat Dera. And even now, after the launch of this new song of Gurmeet Rahim, it has been learned that again this rapist Baba has paced up his activities once out in parole. Though, Nupur, there are certain kind of restrictions to Gurmeet Rahim that he cannot meet people except his family members, and even he cannot do any kind of congregation when out on the parole. But yes, online and virtual satsangs are happening, and even with a large number of people are taking participate in that also. And this is a clear-cut indication that how Haryana government is going soft to Gurmeet Rahim, just because Haryana state is heading to the polls of Jila Parishad and Panchayat in the month of November, and they are trying to BJP trying to target the vote bank of the Dera Sirsa through Gurmeet Gurmeet Ram Rahim, certain leaders, including Karnal Mayor, even the MLAs, deputy speakers, they are bowing down in the virtual satsang of Gurmeet Ram Rahim just because of the vote bank as well. But they forget the fact that a person who is convicted murderer, who is convicted of the rape charges, who is serving the sentence for the both, how can he be involved into the social activities? When we question several leaders of the BJP that why they are bowing down to Gurmeet Ram Rahim, they are clearly indicating that he is involved into the social activities. A rape and murder convict, how can be a social activist now? How can we forget that 2017, what had happened in Panchkula when he was convicted for the rape as well as the murders of the Sadhvi, and even he was the convict of the murder of the journalist as well. How can we forget, and how this Gurmeet Ram Rahim can be ignored, that he is not a conspirator, he is a social worker? Yes, Nupur.
Absolutely, absolutely, Amandeep. And we remember that interview that you did with the mayor earlier where she continued to brazen it out. Let's go across to Anuj. Now, Anuj, what are you hearing from the BJP on this? Any reactions forthcoming? Because the question that's being asked is, how can someone who's out on parole go about these activities of, holding these virtual satsangs, having political leaders endorse him? And not just that, this huge video that's just come out as well.
Well, exactly. This is again sparking a controversy, as my colleague Amandeep was pointing it out, that there are certain limitations when he's out on parole. At this point in time when we are talking, he's out for 40 days. But yes, as you were also pointing it out, this is always about the timings. Now when we are very much near to the civic elections, civic polls in Haryana, in the state of Haryana, and as we have seen it at the time of Punjab election also, he's out on parole. So that is something which is becoming a bigger question. On top of that, when he is out on parole, now there are limitations where he has to follow the same. But on the other hand, we are seeing the virtual satsang which has been held. He's been hosting the virtual satsang. They are coming out with the line. If you talk about the ownership and the chair, who hold the chair, the topmost chair, and he's stating that he's going to be there on the chair. He was there on the chair, and he is still remain on the chair. So that is something what has been pointed out by Ram Rahim. On the other hand, if you talk about the political ramifications of the same, till now Bharatiya Janata Party rather is not speaking clearly that what exactly the motive is. And if we talk about the controversy and the allegations that has been put up by the opposition parties, they are also saying now that what exactly the timing is all about. Why he is out on parole when this is about the election. So that is something, as we are pointing it out clearly, someone who is convicted in the rape cases, someone who is convicted in the murder case. So that is something, he is coming out on the payroll and doing these virtual satsang and virtual program, and none other but the BJP leadership, including the Deputy Speaker of the Assembly, is joining that particular event. So that is something which is becoming a controversy. We are waiting for the response from the Bharatiya Janata Party, who is ruling in the state of Haryana, that what exactly they will have to say about this timing and about the involvement of their own leader who are joining this virtual event, the satsang which was hosted by none other but the Ram Rahim. So that's something which is becoming a controversy. We are waiting for the update if Bharatiya Janata Party could come out on the same and will be speaking about the same, and if they can speak about their own leadership who are joining this particular events and the satsang which has been hosted by Baba. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us, both of you, Anuj as well as Amandeep, over this. The debate being sparked off over why rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim has been given 40 days of parole, and also about the virtual gatherings that he's continuing to hold.